Texas Storm is one of the oldest paintball teams in existence. Recently, they have reinvigorated their efforts and fought to earn the right to play in the Champions Division. Storm is going to need all their new firepower to contend with the stacked rosters that they will be facing, and they will need to play as penalty-free as possible, as they've had problems with flags in the recent past. They do have weapons, good leadership, and tons of heart. They recently picked up veteran Shane Howe, who should be able to get things done for them on the Snake side. Mark Johnson is a very creative player, which could help the team on this layout. Justin Suarez will be the first to attack on the D side. Clint Johnson is also very fast, so look for him to run up the Snake with Shane Howe. Derek Knight and Andy Horvath could see a lot of reps as well, depending on their performance. Texas Storm has finally earned what they've been wanting for the past 2 years, a chance to try their skills against the best the PSP has to offer. They're going to need to fight hard to keep their Champions Division spot. Finally achieving the success that they have always dreamed of, San Antonio X Factor enters 2014 as the reigning PSP World Champions. They upset Edmonton Impact in the finals at World Cup in a dramatic come-from-behind victory. With their late-season success, X Factor didn't make many changes to their roster in the offseason, but they did get back Michael Kovar from a one-season stint with Moscow Red Legion. The team is anchored by its homegrown stars, with a few veteran imports and a little bit of young talent. Archie Montemayor and Colt Roberts are killers, and have been around since the inception of the team, and they are always a significant threat. Scott Kemp turned in a great performance at World Cup, and a young Demetri Ninos' broken hand is healed and he should be back at 100%. Billy Bernaccia could stand out on this Snake layout, and how well he plays will have a direct impact on the team as a whole, as with Grayson Goff on the D side. Goff's solid play and explosive moves have had a huge positive effect on X Factor's fate. X Factor proved that they belong with the top-tier teams during their World Cup win, and they are looking to bring more consistency to their performances this year in order to bring home more trophies to Texas in 2014.
Johnson. Now, you guys are going up against X Factor, who are the reigning 2013 world champs. How confident are you?
We're super confident. Basically, the match before this, we played damage. We got a major. They kind of took over the point. They set the pace. So basically, we're going to come out, try to set the pace, and just keep going to them. We have to fight. So we're just going to keep fighting.
All right, we'll see if Texas Storm can set the pace and get some points on this board. We'll see what happens.
So here we go. Texas Storm about to take on San Antonio X Factor. This is San Antonio X Factor's first game of the day. They are our defending 2013 PSP World Cup champions. They underperformed all year long, but just had this amazing heroic come-from-behind victory against Edmonton Impact in the final. They played amazing at World Cup. They just fought through it and able to finally get to that form they had been trying to find for a couple years, actually, and win a PSP tournament again. So here we go, the start of this matchup. X Factor on your right, Texas Storm on your left. Now Storm, they lost pretty bad earlier on, and they really need to have a good performance here to keep their hopes alive. So here we go, and it looks like quickly Billy Bernaccia here in the Snake, and X Factor full court press from them. They have the 50-yard line on the D side as well. And then here comes Grayson Goff trying to finish out the last player, but he gets taken out. One player left alive. It's Shane Howe in the back corner bunker for Texas Storm.
Poor Shane Howe. I think that they need to get Shane up there in the beginning. He's a front Snake player. He's very impact. He doesn't belong in the back. I agree. Me. I was a horrible back player.
Chris, I agree. Not necessarily with that. But no, okay. I agree that Shane Howe needs to be up in the front. The tough thing is that, you know, he's got he's very experienced, and some of the guys on Storm aren't as experienced as he is, so I can see, you notice that Alex Goldman on Ironman is also kind of playing that back corner bunker, because then they can fill into the Snake when the less experienced guys either die or move up. So I totally get where you're coming from. I mean, every time we see Shane Howe play over the years, he's always that one in the Snake, and which is pretty ridiculous considering that he's been doing this for a long time. He's one of those guys that's, he's like 40 years old, but he looks like he's 25. So also, don't forget, tomorrow we have the Season 2 finale of the roster, starring San Antonio X Factor. You get to see how they were able to take the victory at World Cup. It was quite the dramatic story, and they put up a real quick point. That last one against Texas Storm. This is kind of a grudge match. Storm's been around for a long time, much longer than San Antonio X Factor, but San Antonio X Factor's been carrying that, the moniker of the best team from Texas for a long time now, and they proved it at the World Cup. So, yeah, San Antonio X Factor, definitely one of the teams to beat, if not the team to beat here, considering they are the defending world champions. We'll be right back after this.
You're a part of the team, man, and if you're not playing, sack up and don't be a
Zach Wake looked like he shot from the box.
The guy says 10, I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm gonna come out and smoke him down. He's not even looking at me. And he says 5, and I just come up real quick. I'm like, oh.
You gotta believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, if you know you're better than the other guy on the other side, that's all that counts.
Yeah!
So here we go. Storm on your screen. Going to be on the right-hand side. San Antonio X Factor on the left as they switch sides here. And the score is 1-0. On this field right now for Texas Storm, Andy Horvath, Shane Howell, Clint Johnson, Derek Knight, and Aaron White. And it looks like they get a good breakout. Oh, no, they lose number 32. Derek Knight over there on the D side of the field. So no attackers over there right now. Oh, they also lose number 17, Clint Johnson, out of the backfield over here on the snake side. So just 3 players left alive for Texas Storm. And a good cross-field spread from San Antonio X Factor. They have 5 players left alive. And here comes Colt Roberts pushing up to the 50-yard line on the D side of the field. Now you're looking at the snake battle that's going down right now. Number 44, Aaron White's in there, and he's about to get run down by Dixon Yang. So Dixon Yang getting taken out, though, by Shane Howell. But Shane Howell, again, last player left alive over here on the snake side. And
Mikel Kovar.
Yeah, Mikel Kovar making quick work of him. Mikel Kovar coming back from Moscow Red Legion, where he spent the 2013 season over in Europe.
I'm sure he learned a lot over there. I mean, sure it was a great experience for him.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know, he worked in Belgium, right?
Yeah, he was helping run a paintball field in Belgium and playing for Moscow Red Legion. And, you know, it was a great experience for him. It's always kind of cool to get out of your element and see the world a little bit and get different looks, to work with different coaches, different players. So let's check out this game matchup. So on paper, San Antonio X Factor, better team than Texas Storm, as they, their attacking is just much better than Texas Storm. Texas Storm, they're looking to prove themselves. They did earn the right to play here. They have some good talent on that team. They picked up some new players. They got Andy Horvath, and then they also have Shane Howell. They've had LJ, Justin Swartz for a while now too. And Ryan Gray is just trying to make things happen over there and build up a good squad, do it the right way. It takes time to build a winning paintball team. It's just one of those things that it takes a while to get the guys, the younger guys, the experience, to accumulate enough veterans that, want to play on the team. And there's Ryan Gray right there on your screen. So, but not looking good, at least early on. 2-0 is the score. But we saw this is the exact same thing that happened in the infamous matchup as they went down 2-0 against Edmonton Impact. But they came back and ended up winning that match. So let's see if Texas Storm can muster some of that might. Same that Infamous did. They got a lot of time, 18 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking right now, and I mean, X Factor is just looking really crisp, really clean. They're getting good shots in the break. Texas Storm just they're getting in the snake. They're holding their own over here on the snake side, but it just seems like they're getting beat everywhere else, which kind of is counterproductive if you're just going to get stuck with your face in the dirt anyway. Yeah,
it's that's always frustrating. Well, let's see if they can. Hey, every single point's a new point. Every point is a new point. So can Texas Storm live past the break and get it done, get some attacks going here? Let's see here. Heavy guns off the break for them on the D side. They try to get out wide on the snake side. Back corner bunker. And it looks like 5 alive for Texas Storm, and good penetration in the center. And Todd Morrow coming off early for San Antonio X Factor. So this door finally opening slightly for Texas Storm. Can they take advantage of this one body that they have extra over San Antonio X Factor right now?
Well, that center is just amazing. I mean, I know I say that all the time, but I literally went out there and I watched, look at the center, and there's a lot you can do. Sometimes there's just no place you can go on their side of the field once you're in the middle. This field is not like that. You can get up in the middle, get a couple shots, block everybody else out, and have plenty of shots on everybody else. You can do a run-through, get 2 or 3 bodies, no problem, get blown to pieces at the process.
And the guy that's done that the best out of everyone so far this event, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez from the Los Angeles Ironman. He had a miraculous day today.
Yeah, he did. Oliver Lang also did.
Oh, yeah, Oliver Lang looked amazing up there as well, too. So here we go. Texas Storm, man, they are in the driver's seat right now. Looking good. They've shot 2 San Antonio X Factor players. Scotty Campo had a great World Cup. He comes off early, gets shot by Mark Johnson. Sean Salcedo got that shot on Todd Morrow. So 3 players left alive for X Factor. And you can see there on your screen, Texas Storm, it looking like they got good field position as it's Sean Salcedo in the snake for them. Also have a player in the center 50 Still lacking a little bit of an attack on the D side, but that's all right. They got tons of ground here on the Snake side and in the center. So can Billy Bernaccia, Dixon Yang, and Grayson Goff get it done? Now Cody Tolliver moves over to the D side. There's Dixon Yang on your screen. One player out of the, or one position out of the Snake, and he's focusing his gun power towards that center, towards that D side of the field. So far been ignoring Sean Salcedo over here. Billy Bernaccia is also looking that way too. Actually, every single player on X Factor right now is looking D side. There's no one looking at Sean Salcedo. And this is when he needs to be head checking. Sean Salcedo is trying to get a shot on Grayson Goff's foot, and that's great. And if you have that shot, you definitely want to take it, but still head check every now and then, because he literally, okay, now Grayson Goff, Grayson Goff has shifted his gun over towards the Snake side, but he gets taken out in the process. So Grayson Goff just could not get small enough in that stand-up bunker on the D side. D side is completely blown open.
You know, when it's all the way open like that, you can just run down the field and pretty much shoot everybody on the way.
This is a huge point for Texas Storm. They are in the driver's seat. 4 players on 2. They need to get this point on the board, but no, Mark Johnson gets shot out of the center.
Oh, there goes number 21, Billy Bernaccia, taking the walk as well for Texas Storm. Dixon Yang is the only one left alive.
Yeah, Dixon Yang, only player left alive for X Factor, looking at 3 bodies. And here comes Chuck Sweezy, Justin Swarz, moving down on the D side. Storm's got 2 players in the Snake now, and they finally take out Dixon Yang. So here we go, Texas Storm getting on the board, and we have ourselves a 1-point match. Nicely done. That's exactly what Storm needed to do, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Storm looking slow. They didn't get crazy running on the field like they have been doing, because that was one of the problems they had. They're getting on key elimination, so they think. They're running down the field, filling lanes, and just running right through the lanes of of X Factor. And X Factor just is very, very focused on what they're doing. They don't get scatterbrained. They don't, you know, flip out and kind of start shooting somewhere else. They pay attention to what they're doing, shoot their lanes, and you're going to run into that eventually.
So let's see if X Factor can pick it back up. 2-1's the score, 15-15 on the clock. We'll be right back after this.
I am here with Clint Moore from Art Chaos. You guys are playing on the Challengers field, but we don't suspect you're going to be there for long. Today, you guys won 7-0 to Top Gun and 7-1 against Thunder. Tell us how the competition is over there. It doesn't seem like it's too tough for you.
It's always hard to say. Obviously, the team trains extremely hard on all aspects of our game. So when we come to the events, it's as easy as possible. So our game plans are working at the moment. The paint's good, the guns are good. So at the moment, it's all going well.
All right, now I know we were just talking about this, but there is a language barrier between you and everyone else on the team. How do you work with them not being able to understand what they're saying?
Well, we've got set codes on the team, so it's my job to learn a bit of Russian. But the Russian guys are very helpful. They all speak a bit of English, so it's not too difficult.
All right, we'll see if Art Chaos can keep up those wins and get back to this match.
Here we go. Right now on your screen, X Factor getting up in the Snake, but getting clipped coming around the Snake. But also 1 player going down on Texas Storm, so 4-on-4. But Colt Roberts also taking the walk on the opposite side of the field, so 3-on-4 now in favor of Texas Storm, Maddie.
Yeah, so Texas Storm 4 players alive, San Antonio 4 as well. Colt Roberts, Archie Montemayor, Michael Kovar, and Ninos, Demetrius on the field for X Factor. But Storm looking good here in the Snake. Number 20, Shane Howell making his moves up, trying to get a shot cross field. Let's see if they can tie it up. No one in the Snake for X Factor right now, so Shane Howell is in a great position to try to make something happen for Storm. Storm's starting to lose bodies, though. That's the problem, is that this has happened to Shane Howell a couple times, where he's been the last guy left alive over here, and he's trying to do whatever he can to stay alive, and it's not going to happen. As Michael Kovar tried to run him down, you can see the frustration starting to set in with Shane Howell over here on the Snake side for Texas Storm. And Ninos going to hang that flag. He was a rookie standout for them last year. Young guy, but when you talk to him, you're like, how old are you, man? Like 25, 28? He comes across much older than he is. Very mature for his age and a great player. So it's a huge pickup for Texas Storm. He's a Texas baller. He's happy to be with, and he won himself, helped win a world championship last year, even though he played World Cup with a broken hand. So, which is pretty crazy. So the score now 3-1. Got about 14 minutes to go. We'll be right back after this.
Being confident on the field is key in being successful. Every snapshot, every lane, every gun battle, it all matters. Having equipment that allows me to play confident in the best of my abilities is huge. The spacing and texture of the Vanquish grips are ideal for handling in every situation. It's a soft shooting, hit every shot you take kind of marker. My name is Drew Templeton. I play for Team Infamous, and the Vanquish takes my game to another level.
There's Scott Kemp.
I'm almost playing this way every time.
Let's listen in.
Let's go, X! 0-0!
Yeah.
Let's go!
Dude, I think I bounced the corner.
Play with heart!
Yeah, so intensity there in the pits. And you heard Dixon Yang scream 0-0, basically saying, hey, guys, treat this game as if it just began and that we do not have a lead. That's a great way to look at it. And Dixon's been with the team since its beginning pretty much. And X Factor looking strong. Up 2 points over Texas Storm, taking the field for Storm for this next point. Shane Howell, Sean Salcedo, Brian Ferrari, Justin Swartz, Mark Johnson. So let's see if they can get back in this match here. This is another one of those must-win points. Do not want to get it to go to that 3-point spread. On the split screen breakout, Storm on your left, X Factor on your right. 3 minutes, 57 seconds remaining. And a little bit of an interesting route that Billy Bernaccia took to get to the snake, but he made it in clean. However, Grayson Goff and Archie Montemayor, two of the best players on X Factor, and Colt Roberts all come off at the same time. So here we go. Texas Storm coming down that D side. It's not looking good for X Factor. They have 2 players left alive. They're both on the snake side of the field. The D side's completely blown open. Texas Storm needs to take advantage of this, pull within 1 again. But they need to do it smart and methodical. So here we go in the snake. It's number 9, Sean Salcedo for Texas Storm. Listening to his guys. He's got some backup. Shane Howell is behind him. Now Shane's going to make his move to the insert bunker behind the snake. Oh, move made up here as X Factor real close. Can he get this shot in?
Oh, nice shot on Billy Bernaccia. Oh, Billy also, but right behind him though, see?
Yeah, but Chris,
but
only 1 player left alive, Chris, in that back corner bunker.
Yeah, that's I think that's number 88.
Meter, Demetri Ninos.
Yes, Ninos. I mean, but he's in a bad spot. It's 3-on-1 right now, and they are all over him. So he really has nowhere to go but out.
So he's going to catch a couple extra bonus balls and walk off. We got ourselves a 1-point match here as Texas Storm finally getting on the board again to make it a 3-2 game. So nice job by Justin Swartz, Mark Johnson, and Shane Howell. Shane Howell, the kill count leader for Texas Storm. That was a big pickup for them, as they needed a weapon. You know, they need more weapons. When you're coming up into the big boy league, you're playing in that Champions Division, you need as many assets as possible that can push forward and try to get you kills and take ground. Shane Howell's definitely one of those guys. And there he is, about to hang that flag up for Texas Storm.
Yeah, he's been playing really, really well. He played really well when I played with him. You know, I love playing with the guy. He's super fast and, you know, super humble for what he is and what he's accomplished.
Yeah, and there is the owner of San Antonio X Factor, Alex Martinez. Talk about paintball patrons. Great man. He's been a great leader for that team, and very proud of his boys as they are the defending 2013 PSP World Champions. Going to try to do some of that, relive some of that magic this season. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Paintball Access, and we'll be right back after this.
This is the Earth. The Earth is beautiful. Earth is where we play paintball. It is important to recycle in order to save the Earth. Do not recycle custom paintball jersey designs. Get what you pay for. Get a fresh original design at rosalife.com.
Ever wonder why you feel so great after purchasing from buypbl.com? We stock and test only the best to be sold directly to you. And once our team of experts deems that your order is complete, it gets the stamp. Once your order is packed, our team of shippers will get you your goods fast. Ooh, yeah. Never have a bad shopping experience again. Shop at buypbl.com. Feel free, alive, and incredibly rich.
You see Texas Storm getting pumped up, and that is exactly what you want to see for a team that needs to get back in this game and try to tie it up, is intensity, focus, and drive. And that is typically what those huddles mean. At least you're attempting to summon those spirits. So here we go. Now on the flip side, X Factor with the lead. 3-2 is the score. A little under 12 minutes to go. On the split screen breakout, X Factor going to be on your left. Texas Storm going to be on your right. And there, X Factor out in the open there. And then we're seeing that play a little bit. It's a really tough play. Let's see if both teams can keep 5 alive off the break. And it looks like X Factor loses Todd Morrow over on the D side. They do have some presence here in the snake. Storm losing a player as well as Aaron White comes off early. So 4 players alive for both teams. Better field position as Michael Kovar for San Antonio X Factor gets into the snake, starting to get shots cross field. Now Texas Storm makes their move into the snake to snake 1. And Justin Swartz tries to make a move on the D side, but he gets taken out crossfield by Michael Kovar, who just got into position in time and able to get that shot crossfield. But they lose Scott Kemp, San Antonio X Factor. Scotty Kemp getting shot
by Mark Johnson.
But Michael Kovar stepping up and gets 2 quick kills over here.
So back and forth.
Yeah, it's a fast field, man. There's a lot. There's so many different angles. Guys are trying to make moves, and they drop lanes. And Michael Kovar, though, really having a point right there. And, you know, he spent last season with Moscow Red Legion and earning his keep again with his boys that he grew up with, hanging that flag. You're looking in the pits there real quick for San Antonio X Factor, and now Kovar's getting checked over by the referee. Make sure he's clean. If you hang with a hit, it's a penalty and a no hang, no point. But X Factor looks like they will be going up 4-2 with about 10 minutes and 39 seconds to go. This game brought to you by Pro Edge Paintball, one of the best stores in Texas. You're watching 2 Texas teams. You got a store in Houston, and John at Pro Edge, big supporter of the sport down in the South. So check out their store, proedgepaintball.com. We'll be right back after this. Beautiful afternoon here, a little outside of Dallas, Texas at Cousins Paintball Park. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Asoya. This game brought to you by Pro Edge Paintball. And you're watching Paintball Access here. 2 Texas teams throwing down as it's starting to get a little bit warmer. It's been a little chilly all day today. 4-2 is the score. And X Factor up by 2 over Texas Storm. Texas Storm really wants to win this match. We're looking inside their pits right now. If they lose this match, they will go 0-2 on the day. We've seen some great games so far. We haven't seen one game go to time yet, as this field has been very chaotic, very interesting. Lots and lots of guys dying off the break, lots of big moves being made. Can't wait to see the rest of the games today. Let's listen in real quick maybe here as Ryan Gray and his boys get ready for this next match, or this next point.
No, listen to it.
Hey, smart ball. Smart ball. Let's go. Shoot our guy. Little bites. Communicate. Let's go. bite, thank you. No bites all the way to 7. They were already standing out there. We are better than these fucking guys on the other side. Believe in it. Trust me. Let's go.
So they're getting pumped up here. They need it. Down 2. Can they get it going? Well, about to find out here, Chris.
They're playing a lot better than they were the first game.
I agree.
I mean, the first game they just didn't look that good at all. And I hate saying that because I'm friends with those guys. I like Ryan Gray. I think he does a good program. He's good for the sport. He's good for everything. But with that said, though, you're only as good as the team you're playing with. Now those guys are playing a lot better than the first game they played, but they're playing against the best team in the world right now. So this is a true testament of what they're going to be like and what's to come in the future. So let's just sit back, kind of see what they do to come back from this 2-point deficit. Still 10 minutes and 39 seconds left in this game. Justin Schwartz, Tolliver, Derek Knight, Shane Howe, Mark Johnson. See if they can get these guys done against Colt Roberts, Archie Montemayor, Derek Jordan, William Bernaccia, and Demetri Ninos.
So X Factor trying to come into 2014, coming off the momentum gain from that World Cup victory. Again, we have the roster season 2 season finale going to be played during the lunch break tomorrow. And it was a crazy story, man. X Factor finally, after a bunch of underperformance, were able to get it done and win World Cup, and it was not pretty or easy, but they made it work.
I love that because with the roster coming out, the way they did everything, it was just across the board. It was a Cinderella story, so to speak.
Yeah.
Those guys are not a bad team, but they weren't the best team. All of a sudden, now, bam.
I'd like to say fate shined on them, but I know it may be a little bit, but honestly, they earned it every step of the way and refused to let their poor performances early in the year dictate the rest of their future. And that's what Storm needs to do right now. They did have a bad game that first game, but they still have the ability to win this match. They're only down 2. They got good field position right now on the Snake side. You can see there the moves being made here.
Oh, right now, taking the walk, 2 players on this side of the field. There goes Derek Knight. I'm sorry, Billy Bernaccia, and also Demetri Ninos and Derek Jordan all taking the walk.
Yeah, there's 1 player left alive, or 2 players left alive. They're both on the D side. Colt Roberts still alive at the 50-yard line for San Antonio X Factor. So Texas Storm now, it looked like they were just going to walk all over X Factor, but all of a sudden we got a 2-on-2 situation. Couldn't have 2 better players alive for San Antonio X Factor for this. Colt Roberts and Archie Montemayor, but they're playing Justin Schwartz and Mark Johnson, fully capable players in their own right. So who's going to take it? This is an important point for Texas Storm.
And that's one thing I like about Colt Roberts. Chips are down. Here they come. They're all over us. Let me go forward to the 50. He does stuff like that all the time.
Hey, but that's
and it wins. It works for
Chris,
him.
as you well know, the best time, depending on the situation and what you see, when things start not going your way, if you can push forward and catch your opponent is off guard, like Colt Roberts is doing right now. He just pushed forward. He's got good field position, and he was able to get a couple kills, and then bam, all of a sudden, what looked like was going to be Texas Storm's point, and it looked like they were going to pull within 1. Nope. Sorry, Archie Montemayor and Colt Roberts able to stay alive, and just great job by Colt. Got a 3-pack. Actually, I think he might have got 4 confirmed kills. Yep, 4 confirmed kills for Colt Roberts, which is going to give him 7 total, 6 for Archie. And those 2 just polished off that last point for X Factor. So now they're going to go up 1 more. 5-2 is the score, 2 points away from victory. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go. We'll be right back. In Texas Storm's pits right now, they are down 3 points and need to get it up here. Let's listen in real quick.
I thought that was everybody except for the fucking Daytona. I was trying to pitch him out. I should have hollered at Mark though when we fucking killed the Cowboy on the corner.
Go get it, Andy. Let's go.
Well, Ryan Gray, we were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, Ryan Gray, captain in the ship over there.
He's a pioneer too, man. He's been around for a minute.
Yeah, he has, and he's put together a good squad, man.
Yeah, man,
Texas Storm
sure.
definitely has a good squad. and trying to do all they can to not only stay in the Champions Division, but put together a squad that can, start moving up the ranks and beat some teams here. But they're not doing it right now against against San Antonio X Factor. Score 5-2. Horvath, Tolliver, Salcedo, Johnson, and Derek Knight on the field for Texas Storm. San Antonio X Factor, they have Demetri Ninos, Colt Roberts, Grayson Goff, Billy Bernacci, and Archie Montemayor. So here we go. Off the break, though, it looks like a couple bodies dropping for San Antonio X Factor. One on the snake side, one in the center. Ooh, now a third one. Colt Roberts taking the walk on the D side. So this is the chance the Texas Storm was looking for, as they were able to get 3 kills off the break and really open it up. But, oh, man, just as things were looking good for him, a major penalty on Texas Storm.
Oh, Lord.
And we haven't seen a lot of penalties past couple games.
And if you're Texas Storm, if you're San Antonio X Factor, bam, hit the horn. I think they might just have done that. No, they didn't. You hit the horn, conserve the time, come back out, win a couple points, game over.
Yeah, it's always tough, though, to concede that almost game point. But you're right, because now...
now, Jesus, look at Archie Montemayor. Just going to work.
Yeah,
Demetri Ninos, sorry.
Yeah, so Meter over here is
a one-on-one?
wheeling and dealing.
It's a one-on-one, isn't it?
I don't know. Let's see. Texas Storm, definitely one in the snake. No, they have another one in the center. And Demetri Ninos is going to get run down. Sean Salcedo smartly goes and just trades out with him, sees the angle. A lot of times when you're in that situation and a guy's really playing one side and then he has to come and play on the inside as well, if you just go a little bit towards the center and run or walk, jog directly towards the center of the bunker and then at the last second come out wide, which is exactly what Salcedo did. Nice work. All of a sudden, we got ourselves a 2-point game here.
Yeah, and you know what? We've seen worse things happen on better days. It's 7 minutes and 29 seconds left in this game. 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the penalty. Look at this replay right here.
So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so he cuts on the inside and then comes out wide. That's how it's done. That's a textbook bunker move right there when it's 2-on-1. And he did it gunned up too. You see his guns up the whole time. Very important. You just see a lot of these guys in the lower divisions, they start making that move. They're not thinking. They put that gun down, and then all of a sudden guy comes out, gets a shot on him, and you don't want to do it that way. So perfectly done. Nice work. Got ourselves a 2-point game here with 7 minutes and 29 seconds to go. Here at the 2014 PSP Dallas Open, the season opener for the season. Cousins Paintball. That's where we're playing at. Go to cousinspaintball.com. Great location out here. And we've seen a lot of good games so far. We still got two more games coming at you this afternoon. Tampa Bay Damage is going to be taking on Los Angeles Infamous. That's 2 Titan teams. And then next up after that, a rematch of the final game from Orlando as Edmonton Impact and San Antonio X Factor. Going to see who's going to take that one. 5-3. Taking the field for San Antonio X Factor, Kovar, Archie Montemayor, Colt Roberts, Dixon Yang, and Scott Kemp.
And right here, this is a crucial point for Texas Storm. Here's the start. There's your break right there. Texas Storm on the breakout, down 1 player, only for 1 minute and 15 seconds, though, Maddie. Hopefully they can get 1 more G on the break. And they do, Maddie, getting the guy coming out to the snake side. Snake side's wide open, but also losing player number 3, Mark Johnson, coming up the middle. And here comes Texas Storm on the far side of the field. What they got to do is get in the snake now. On this side, Maddie, because there's nobody over here. Oh, never mind, filling in right now. As you see, Dixon Yang plugging the hole for San Antonio X Factor. This is a do-or-side situation for for Texas Storm right now. They got to get up in this snake. If he doesn't get up, and here comes Dixon Yang, he's going to shut him down now. Even if he tries, he's going to get blasted. You got to keep it on the snake. Number 20 right there, you see Shane Howe. He knows he's there, but he's gonna. If he tries to make that move in that snake, he's just going to get pummeled. But Shane is a smart heads-up player. Number 8, Tolliver right there on Texas Storm, locking down the Dorito side, trying to keep them from coming down. But look for Montemayor to fill out to the corner or somewhere close behind.
Yeah, you can see the eye in the sky over there. X Factor making a move into D1. Right-hand side of your screen. Now Storm making his move.
And look at this. Here comes Shane Howe. And look at Texas Storm. All 50s pretty much across the board. And out of the box, they break off that clock time now. No more major penalties. 6 minutes left in the game.
To Chris, great job to break that penalty down and get their guy out of the box. And they have, like you said, all 3 50s. Oh, but Shane Howe catches one.
What a shot by Artie Montemayor.
Yeah, Archie able to drop that shot in on Shane Howe. So Shane's going to take the walk. No one in the snake right now as they lost one of their important positions. They do have number 7 right behind him.
And watch him. He'll get in the snake here in a second. He's just waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah, I think that is actually Andy Horvath. I can't quite tell from here, but regardless, on your screen right now, moves are being made up that D side, and that is going to do it as the last 2 players are going to get shot out for San Antonio X Factor. And yeah, so beautiful work by Texas Storm to keep themselves in this game here and actually pull within 1. So, you know, X Factor kind of letting off on the gas a little bit. In Texas Storm forcing their way back into this match by making some really crisp, aggressive moves, taking those 50s, putting X Factor on their heels. Solid work. And that's what we want to see out of Texas Storm. At this point in the game, it's really important for them not only to have a chance to continue to push forward and try to win this match, but also, you know, they got 2 more games tomorrow, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, this is a really close, you know, it's always going to be close. Every point counts. Check out this replay there. Last player is getting taken out. It's Scotty Kemp. Too many Texas Storm players, Chris, for him to deal with.
You know, Scotty Kemp, man, he's a seasoned player. He came back from an ACL tear, and that's hard. That's a really hard injury to come back from. I would know, but I'm 900 years old. But Scotty Kemp is a specimen, you know, built bodybuilder. You know, he's a specimen of athleticism, and he gets out there, he plays well, and he's a good all-around player.
Yeah, man, Scotty Kemp is another one of those inspirational stories. You know, came up in SoCal. You know, there's hundreds of wannabe pro paintball players in SoCal.
He'd be a little chubby.
He was a little bigger of a kid when he first got on the Ironman. He was good enough to get on the team, but you know, he wanted to be one of the best. So he slowly but surely was able to you know, form his body. I played with him on Excessive, and I was there when he blew his ACL out. It's pretty scary, actually. We had to carry him off the field.
It's the worst pain, man. I can take pain, as you know, from blowing me to pieces.
Absolutely.
But I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Lord.
But he was able to fight back, and now he's, you know, stronger, faster, better than ever. Had a great World Cup for them, and you know, he's a good pickup for X Factor. Kovar, I'm glad they got him back in the ranks too. That's going to add a little strength to their snake side push. Billy Bernacci has done a great job for them. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly, 4th member of our broadcast team. She's down in the pits.
I am here with Demetri Ninos. You guys are 5-4. You're up 1 point, but they do have a chance to tie this up. What do you guys need to do in order to make sure they aren't able to tie it up?
You know, we need to hold our lanes, execute better, and just focus. You know, it's pretty simple. We knew it was going to be a tough battle. Obviously, they're going to play their best paintball against us. It's a rivalry of Texas. That's how it's going to go down. So, I mean, we'll see, but that's what we got to do.
All right, well, you guys are the 2013 World Cup champs. Is that a lot of pressure coming into this tournament with that title on your shoulders?
I wouldn't say it's a lot of pressure. If anything, I feel like we're relieved. You know, we got the monkey off our back. We're ready to go. Everyone's positive, you know, practicing harder. We're ready to rock, so.
All right, well, your fans are rooting for you on my Instagram right now. We'll
awesome.
see if you can keep this lead. We got 1 minute and 10 on the clock.
Also, Demetri Ninos used to play for Texas Storm. Meter's been on a lot of different teams over the years for how young he is. Moved out back east when he was young to play tournament paintball, and then slowly but surely had a good rise through the ranks. Was playing for Texas Storm, and then last year got picked up, made the big move over to San Antonio X Factor, and you know, just became one of the boys on that team. They really like that guy, really like that kid, and getting a good head on his shoulders for how old he is. So here's Texas Storm getting ready to go, but and X Factor has been kind of letting go of this. Texas Storm getting back in this game, and heading down to the 5-minute mark here. So there's still some time. Man, I don't know. This is gonna be a close one. Chris, you think Texas Storm has it in them?
Yeah, I do actually. I think they do. There's a lot. 5 minutes and 10 seconds is a lot of time to play paintball, especially on this field. I mean, we're talking 30-second games.
And hey, again, remember, you know, the race is long, and regardless of whether or not they win or lose this game, they still got a great shot at winning it. But they're playing the defending world title holders right now, so
if they lose,
it's a good showing.
If they lose this next point, they're gonna lose. If they win this next point, there's a chance. They're losing one in the break. All the way up to the middle in the break is
Colt
X-Factor. Colt Roberts, just a beast up there. They're in some if he stays alive, they're in some serious trouble.
Yeah, so Colt Roberts and Biller Bernaccia occupying the 50s. Colt in the center. Biller Bernaccia. Ooh, but Colt gets taken out. So this is the opportunity that Texas Storm wanted. They did lose Sean Salcedo, and they might lose their back corner bunker on the snake side as well, too. Referee running over there and giving him a check. He's clean. That's good news for Texas Storm fans. It's 4-on-4 right now, but better field position for San Antonio X-Factor because they have Billy Bernaccia in the 50-yard line on the snake side of the field. So Texas Storm is going to have to do something about that, Chris.
You know, nice big move on the far side of the field. You see on the left-hand side, he has that occupied Dorito number 2. That's D2 on the top side. Now what they have to do, they have got to get up the field. And they lose another player, Maddie. I mean, that seems a little too late right now. Number 32, Derek Knight taking the walk, shot by Scott Kemp. Just talking about him. Now all X-Factor do is sit there because they're going to force these guys to make mistakes. And I think they're smart enough to do that.
Well, that's the thing. When you have the lead and you're short on time, well, you don't really need to do anything if you have the good field position. Now, you don't want to let the guys start running roughshod over you. However, you don't want to make any dumb mistakes. And right now, that's kind of where San Antonio X-Factor is at. They have the 50-yard line on the snake side. They have a player. Oh, I was going to say they have a player close to the 50, but I think that was
Scott Kemp.
I think that was Scotty Kemp. So Scotty dropping the ball a little bit over there, getting shot out of his bunker at the 40-yard line. Dorito.
I think it's a 2-on-2 now. Clint Johnson and Jade Schwizzle.
Oh, but
Justin Swartz.
Justin Swartz dropping the ball, getting shot out of his bunker.
I'm just going to say numbers instead of names now. Every time I say somebody's name.
So Clint Johnson, last player left alive. And at this point, I mean, you almost want to blow the horn because Kovar and Bernaccia don't have to do anything. They're just going to sit there, suck the time down, and play that waiting game. Kovar spreading the field, gets to the center 50, trying to put Clint Johnson in from the inside. Johnson's back and forth, battling out of that bunker on your screen right now. Johnson trying to get a shot on Kovar, and then you see now here the moves being made by Billy Bernaccia. So now San Antonio X-Factor 1 point away. I was going to say blow the horn, and it looks like Texas Storm does concede the point. So the score is going to be 6-4 in favor of San Antonio X-Factor. Remember, after this, coming up next, Tampa Bay Damage taking on Los Angeles Infamous. Also go to pspevents.com, get your team in the fight for the next event coming at you, Maryland. And it's going to be at OXCC Paintball Park. Great paintball park out on the East Coast. So if you're in that area, you should definitely go and check out that awesome field. They have great rec fields, tons of grass over there. Looking forward to that event. Mid-Atlantic Open, May 2nd through the 4th. Sign up now. Go to pspevents.com. So can Texas Storm get back in this? I don't know. It's going to be tough. Though, I'll tell you what, Chris, with the way that this field is played and the quick points that we've seen, if Storm can focus on shooting X-Factor off the break, get a couple kills, and score these quick points that we've been watching all day long, they definitely could tie this game up here, maybe send it to the first overtime that we've seen all tournament long. The way that works is to throw a little bit of time. It's not very much, it's 2 minutes, and we play an overtime point. If there is a winner in that overtime period, well, then they obviously win the game. But if that ends with nobody winning the point, then it's a tie game, and you really don't want those. It's tough when things shake down and the points are being done. It's really difficult, man. You want to try to get as many points as you possibly can. So I don't know. We'll see. We could potentially see our first overtime here, but that's going to require Texas Storm to store 2 quick ones.
Yeah, I'd like to see that, though. I mean, I like seeing, you know, these new pro teams that have a lot of potential live up to that potential that they're supposed to have. But X-Factor, man.
I like what I'm seeing out of Texas Storm, though. I mean, they didn't just roll over. You know, X-Factor's been leading all game long, but there's been some fight in Storm, and that's the most important thing for a young up-and-coming pro team that is fresh to the Champions Division. Oh, not looking good, though. They needed to shoot some players off the break, and they lose. And then a yellow flag is being thrown by the referee. That signifies a minor penalty.
That's gonna do
so that is pretty much going to do it, as X-Factor just needs 1 more point here in this race to 7 to take the victory. Let's see if they can close it out. Still pushing forward, though. Texas Storm making moves in that center, but he gets taken out.
It's unfortunate for Texas Storm. I think they, like I said, they have the potential. I don't think they're where Aftershock is potential-wise, but I do think that eventually a couple tournaments down the way, they'll definitely do much better than they are now.
Yeah, and especially with the lineup that they got. I love their new pickup. Shane Howe, obviously a big pickup for him, for their team. He had 7 confirmed kills in this match alone. And looks like Demetri gonna a little backwards dunk there on the flag station.
Nerd.
So, yeah, nice job by Meter and the rest of the boys for San Antonio X Factor. 5 alive for them. Archie Montemayor and Colt Roberts. 8 confirmed kills each for those boys. Scott Kemp, 4. Dixon Yang, 6.
That seems to be the number today, is 8.
Yeah, that's right about the level of excellence, it seems like. So next up, we got Tampa Bay Damage taking on LA Infamous.
This is going to be a game.
Oh, Chris,
this is going to be a game.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, man. Tell your friends. 2 of the best are going to be throwing down here in just a few moments. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Lasoya here at the 2014 PSP Dallas Open. We'll be right back.
Last season was a disappointment for Los Angeles Infamous. They never made it into the finals, and they had to play in relegation games to preserve their Champions League spot throughout the year, and they finished 7th overall. The team was inconsistent in 2013, but they do have the talent to win, as they have mostly the same squad who was able to win 2 years ago in Chicago. The roster is stacked with talented veterans who play with a big chip on their shoulders. Damian Ryan has been nothing short of a wrecking ball for the past 2 years. His stats are up there with some of the best in the business, and he plays almost every point. Kevin Rudolph and Nicky Cuba are both experienced clutch support players, and Infamous has aggressive attackers in Brad McCurley, Drew Templeton, and Zach Wake, who have all proved capable in big games. The team is led by Travis Lemansky, who will need to make sure his roster stays focused and is able to utilize the talent that they have at their disposal so they can get back where they believe they deserve to be, on the podium, hosting a first-place trophy. Tampa Bay Damage won the West Coast Open last year, and they have one of the strongest teams in the PSP. Finishing 3rd overall last season wasn't where they wanted to be, because this team exists to win the PSP championship. Chabuzier is one of the game's most dynamic attackers, and they picked up Dalton Vanderbilt from Dynasty, giving them a very strong D-side push. Though they did lose Rainey Stanzik to Impact, they still have a very strong back line, anchored by Jason Edwards, who is one of the most consistent players on any team. Their snake side will also be strong, with Keith Brown coming into his own, Timmy Props always solid, and Brian Smith as their rock in the snake. Dan Holiday is one of the fastest players in the sport and can play anywhere up front. Hailing from sunny Florida, there is no reason Damage shouldn't come out smashing to start the season, as they have had no issues with practice time. They also picked up Jason Wheeler from the UK, who has spent the past 2 years on Moscow Red Legion. Since there are no holes in the lineup at any position, Damage should be one of the best teams in the league again, and one of the favorites to win the Dallas Open.
With Scott Kemp and Mikkel Kovar. You guys just won your first match of the weekend. Congratulations against Storm. The score was 7-4. Now, Scott, you guys played a really good match, but I did hear you saying you need to clean it up, you need to slow down. What things do you need to work on besides that to make sure you get more wins this weekend?
Honestly, fine-tuning everything. We weren't playing X Factor paintball yet. Far from, to be honest. That's not the team that won World Cup. And, you know, we got to clean it up everywhere across the whole bat. Texas Storm is a great team, and they really want to beat us because we practice them all the time, so they know us well, and it was a good match, but we got to step it up.
Having that World Cup title, how did you guys prepare in the offseason to make sure you can keep the momentum up?
We prepared a lot, actually. We started practicing mid-December, which I know that's probably before most of any of these teams did, because, you know, when you're at the top, everyone wants to knock you down, and we got to prove that we can do it again and we can win more tournaments and more championships, so that's what we're doing.
All right, we'll see if they can do that. Mikkel, you joined X Factor again. How does it feel to be back?
It feels good. You know, I was sad to leave Belgium, but, you know, I just thought for myself and long term, it made more sense for me to move back, you know, so it's just good to be back with the boys.
And do you feel pressure to help them get these wins since they do have that World Cup title that they have to, you know, protect against?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody, like Scott said, everybody that, you know, is playing us is going to give us their best game. So I'm just going to do my part, whatever Ryan asked me to do. I'm going to go out there and try to help us win some games.
All right, we have Damage versus Infamous coming up next. Who do you guys think is going to win?
Damage and Infamous. Friends on both teams. It's a tough one, but I'm going to go with Infamous.
Infamous?
I'll go Infamous too.
All right, we'll see if they're right.
Shout out to my mom and dad. Love you guys.
Stay tuned.